Alright guys, brand new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We actually have the V-Jump promo that looked like some sort of like Brionac Ice Bear. They're going to finally reveal the effect. We got generic fire support and some new ritual support. So let's go and kick off the ritual stuff because, well, I haven't seen ritual season play in a while other than like the, the hamburger recipe archetype, right? Anyways, next up though, we got the ShinoBird. I think it's just part of the archetype, right? Shade Peacock. This is a level 4 Wind Wing Beast Ritual Spirit Effect monster, 1500 attack, 2000 defense points. It says you can ritual summon this card with ShinoBird's calling. Okay, so ShinoBird's is the archetype. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. The first part of the effect is that this card's name becomes ShinoBird's Peacock while in the hand or on the field. Second part is if this card is ritual summoned, you get to add one spell / trap from your deck to your hand that has a spirit monster in its text. Third part of the effect is once per turn during the standby phase of the next turn after this card was banished, you just special summon this banished card. Then the fourth effect is once per turn during the end phase, if this card was special summoned this turn, return it to the hand, so it's part of the spirit archetype. Next up we have ShinoBird Shade Peacock, which is a level 4 Wind Wing Beast Ritual Spirit Effect monster, 2000 attack, 1500 defense points. It says you can ritual summon this card with ShinoBird's calling. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. The first part of the effect is this card's name becomes ShinoBird Peacock while in the hand or on the field. Second part is you can attribute this ritual summon card to add one spirit monster and one ritual spell from your deck to your hand. That's a really insane effect. I mean, being able to get the spirit and the ritual spell, and just any ritual spell doesn't have to be like part of the archetype, which maybe open up the doors for some other splashes. Third part of the effect is once per turn during the standby phase of the next turn after this card was banished, you get to special summon this banished card. So both of them get to return. And the fourth part is once per turn during the end phase, if this card was special summoned, you return it to the hand because it's part of the archetype. Next up though, the Himorigi Where Stars Align is a field spell card that says once per turn you can summon one wind ritual monster from your deck by tributing spirit monsters and or ShinoBird tokens you control whose total levels equal or exceed its level. Then up to twice per turn if a face-up wind monster you control returns to the hand, which is during the end phase right here, right? And this is twice per turn. You get to activate one of these effects. So you get to add one of your spirit monsters or ritual spells that is banished or in your graveyard to your hand. So you get to activate it again. That's anything. I'm actually curious to see if people actually like run this. I think it was called the Novels, right? The hamburger one. That archetype was not memes though. It was actually pretty decent. Or you get to set one stars align across the Milky Way. What the heck is this card? Sometimes like I've covered the Yu-Gi-Oh cards because I always covered Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and then they changed the name and it's like something completely different. So I gotta double check. All right, so this card lets you reveal a ritual monster in your hand. So it's a trap. You gotta add a ritual monster with the same level but a different name from your deck to your hand. Then since both those are the same level, I guess it works. And then you banish it to send one ritual spell from your hand to the graveyard. This effect becomes that card's effect. Okay, so you get another like ritual. Okay, so that's the other card here. All right, so next up though, we have the card that they've been hyping up because remember they showed this card off and they were hyping it up. And so this is Brionac, the Dragon of Icy Malevolence. So here's the article on this because the card looks freaking sick. 2300 attack, 1400 defense points. Which is that Brionac's stats? 2314. Oh yeah, it's exactly the same stats of Brionac. Because I remember back in Diva Zombie days, back before this card got rotted, man, this card was so OP. Anyways, if this card is synchro, so it's materials first. So one tuner and one non-tuner monster. So it's a generic. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. First part is if this card is synchro summon, you get to discard one card, then target one card in the field and return it to the hand. Okay, it's only one. The second part of the effect is if this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you get to discard one card and target one card in the field and return it to the hand. Okay, Brionac can do, if I recall correct, Brionac is you discard any number of cards and then you bounce the same oak that your opponent controls and then you get to return. Is this any card? Okay, so this is discarding and it's one card on the field. So you can actually bounce back some of your cards to maybe reset it. So, I mean, I guess if you happen to have, like, let's say Call of the Haunted, you activate Call of the Haunted, you re-special summon this card, or any card that's similar, right? You bring back this card, and then you get maybe its effect, and then you can, if that card lingers, you can have a card to bounce back. I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's that insane. I think that they overhyped it. I mean, the fact that you only get it once, but there might be some other archetypes that just, like, bring it out again. But right off the bat. I mean, if it said you can discard any number of cards and target any number of cards and balance them, then we're actually looking at something broken, FTKs, OTKs, which is what made Brionac really good in the first place, and why it actually had to be eroded with like symbols of heritage and that kind of like stuff for loops. All right, so this is coming out in Age of Overlord. Actually, the other cards, by the way, these are all Age of Overlord as well. So this is a generic fire support card, apparently. So it's a normal card, spell card that says you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. The first part is target one fire monster in your graveyard. You get to send one card from your hand. Send one card from your hand to the graveyard if you do special summon that monster. Oh wow, that's pretty good. So you send one. Oh, that's pretty awesome. And the second part is you can banish this card from your graveyard, because remember the second effect is only once per turn. So the second part is you banish it, then target 3 or 5 monsters that are banished or in your graveyard, shuffle them, and then draw one. I mean, generic, insanely good card for a lot of different fire archetypes, obviously. Well, it's got the Volcanic was a scatter shot in the picture. So I think it's a pretty decent card at the end of the day for lots of different decks. I mean, the fact that it's just 3 of your fire monsters, I mean, there's so many different decks that can easily splash this in. But anyways, let me know, guys, your thoughts on any of the brand new Yu-Gi-Oh cards down below. If you guys enjoyed it, drop a like. If you're new here, hit subscribe, turn the bell so you don't miss out when we cover more new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Hopefully, better than this one. I think this one was way overhyped, though. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.